Very good morning, everyone. Today we are moving on to the safety measures. You can see in the science text at the end of chapter 12, the sky above us. So let's start learning about the safety measures. So first, let's learn what is safety. So safety means to stay safe from danger and accidents. So it's very important that we stay safe to avoid danger and accidents. So there are some rules that we need to follow, whether it's at home, road, or at playground. So today we are going to learn about the safety measures that we should follow at home, road, and playground. So let's see at first safety at home. What all are the safety measures that we should follow at home? You should not touch electric switches and wires with wet hands. So when your hands are wet, you should not touch electric switches and wires. You can see a boy leaning over from a balcony. So you should not lean over the balcony railings. So what happens if you lean? You may fall and get hurt. So you do not lean over the balcony railings. Do not play with fire and matchsticks. After playing, it's very important that you keep your toys in its place and arrange it in proper order. So, do not leave toys on the floor and stairs. After eating banana or any other fruits, you should not leave its peelings on the floor. So, do not throw fruit peelings on the floor. Otherwise, what happens? You may skip and fall. Do not play with knives. So you should not play with sharp things like knives or scissors. And whenever you are taking these things like knives or scissors, it should be under an adult supervision. Do not open doors for strangers. So what do you mean by a stranger? A person whom you do not know. So you should not open door for strangers. You should not run on the steps. So what happens? You may fall. So do not run on the steps. So these are the safety measures that we should follow at home. Now next let's learn about road safety rules. So we all travel to many places and we use roads, even on vehicles, or sometimes we may be walking on the road. So there are different rules that we should follow on the road. So let's see what are there. Always walk on the footpath. So when we are walking, we have to always use the footpath, and people who walk on the road, they are called the pedestrians. So the pedestrians should always use the footpath. You should not run on the road. Use the zebra crossing to cross the road. Suppose you want to cross the road, at first look to the right, then to the left, and again to the right, and make sure that there is no traffic and you need to cross the road. And wherever there's a zebra crossing, you have to use the zebra crossing to cross the road. You have to follow the traffic lights. So what does this traffic lights indicate? You can see that there are 3 lights. So when it is red light, it indicates that you need to stop there. And when it is orange, it indicates that you need to get ready. And green light says to move on. So it's very important that you follow the traffic lights whenever you are traveling. So next, let's learn the rules that we need to follow when riding a bicycle. When you want to turn, slow down. So what you have to do when you want to turn, you should not turn as such. You have to slow down and turn. Ride on the left side of the road. So you always have to ride on the left side of the road. So it's important to note that when you are walking, you need to walk to your right, and when you are driving, you need to drive to your left. So walk to your right, drive to your left. So this is an important point that you need to remember. Do not ride in the middle of the road. You should not ride in the middle of the road. You should drive to the left of the road. Do not stop suddenly. So when you're going on a bicycle, do not stop suddenly. And always stop on the side of the road. Do not stop on the middle of the road. You need to stop on the side of the road. So these are the rules that we need to follow while riding on a bicycle. Next, let's learn the safety measures that we need to follow when we are in the playground. So you love to play in the playground and you can see swing, seesaw, merry-go-round, many such things in the park. Here also there are some rules that we need to follow to ensure safety. So first, let's learn safety on a slide. So you all know what a slide is. So there are some safety measures that we need to follow when we are on a slide. Do not try to climb from the opposite side of the slide. So you should not try to climb from the opposite side. You need to climb the steps and then slide. So do not try to climb from the opposite side of the slide. Do not crowd around the slide. You need to wait for your turn and you have to wait in the queue. So you should not crowd around the slide. Hold onto the railing while climbing to the top. So you can see here, you need to hold on to the railings while climbing onto the top. Do not run or jump on a slide. So you should not run or jump on a slide. Wait for your turn. Do not slide head first. So you have to wait for your turn and you should not slide head first. So when you're on a slide, you should not slide the head first. Instead, you have to slide in the legs first. So these are the safety measures that we should ensure when we are on the slide. Next, let's learn about the safety measures when we are on a merry-go-round. Do not jump onto the merry-go-round when it is moving. So when the merry-go-round is moving, you should not jump onto it. Hold on with both your hands. You need to hold with both your hands. Do not push others. Do not move it too fast and you should not push others, and also make sure that you are not moving it too fast. Next, let's learn the safety on a seesaw. So you know what a seesaw is. You can see the two persons should be sitting opposite to each other on a seesaw. So always sit facing each other. So you need to sit facing each other. Hold the handle in front of you with both your hands. So you need to hold the handle which is in front of you when you are on the seesaw. Always inform the other person before getting off. So if you want to get down, you need to inform the other person that you want to get off. Never jump off the seesaw. You should never jump off it. Do not let hands and feet get under the board. So make sure that your hands and feet are not under the board. Now next, let's learn safety on a swing. Hold the chains with both your hands. When you are on a swing, hold the chains with both your hands. Do not stand or jump or swing too high. Should not stand or jump or swing too high when you are on a swing. Do not twist or push an empty swing. So you should not twist or push an empty swing. Do not walk near a moving swing. So if the swing is moving, if somebody is there on the swing, you should not walk near a moving swing. Swing alone. So always try to swing alone to make sure that you are safe. So these all are the safety measures that we should follow, whether we are at home, on the road or at playground. So this is all about the safety measures. Next, let's move on to our worksheets. So this is a worksheet unit 4. So let's look at the worksheets. You can open your text, page number 105. First we have answer in a word. Let's look at the first question. Is sand man-made? So here you have to answer in a word. So what is the question? Is sand man-made? Second one, is milk cream a natural thing? Third, is cotton a man-made or natural thing? Fourth one, can a living thing be man-made? Fifth, are all plants and animals natural things? So think and answer. Moving on to a second question. Tick the true statements and cross the false ones. So if the statements are true, you need to tick, and if the statements are not true, you have to cross it. So let's look at the question. First question. The earth gets light from the moon during the day. So if the statement is true, you can tick it, and if it's false, you can cross it. Second one, the sun is closer to us than all the stars. Third question, the moon changes its shape. Fourth, the sun looks bigger than all other stars because it is the biggest star. Fifth one, moon has its own light. So these are the questions for true or false. Third one, you will find many man-made things in your home. Look at the following things and write down if they are made of glass, wood, plastic, rubber, metal, cloth or leather. So here you can see some pictures. You have to list whether they are made of glass, wood, plastic, rubber, metal, cloth or leather. So think and answer. Moving on to our next page, it is complete the mind map. So here you can see the beautiful earth. We learned the beautiful earth and we learned about the different landforms. So pictures are given. You can write the names here in their respective places. Moving on to a fifth one, answer the questions. So let's look at the first one. Is the sun a star? So you can answer it. Is the sun a star? Second one, what do we get from the sun? So what all do we get from the sun? You can write it there. Third question, does the moon produce light of its own? Fourth one, is the earth larger than the sun? So consider this as a test paper and do the questions. Next, we have the model test paper 2. So let's do that. So here you can see it's given time 1 hour, maximum marks 30. So now let's start here. The first one, tick the correct word to complete each sentence. So the first question, tents are made of, the options, bricks and cement, ice and bamboo, canvas or plastic. So think of how tents are made and you can take the correct option. Second, a plain is a hilly place, a vast piece of flat land filled with water. Third, the sun is a moon, planet, star. Fourth question, air, sand and water are natural things, living things, man-made things. So take the correct option. Fifth one, we cannot drink seawater because it has fish, salt, some sand. Now let's move on to the second question. Match the following. Here, first side you can see houses with sloping roofs, moving air, sources of water, man-made things, the sun. And on the right side, column B, you can see dams and lakes. In places having much rain, gives light and heat, wind, mobile phone and paper. So you can match the following. Moving on to the third one, fill the square using a pencil if the sentence is true. So if the sentence is true, you have to fill the square using a pencil. Let's look at the first question. Man-made things are made using natural things. So if the sentence is correct, you have to shade that square using a pencil. Second one, rocks are natural things. Moving on to the third question. The earth is covered by a layer of air. Fourth one, the moon gets its light from the earth. Fifth, only animals that live in seas need water. Next question, answer in a word. So you have to answer in a word. So let's check the questions. First, which is smaller, a hut or a bungalow? So which is smaller? Is it a hut or a bungalow? You can write there. Now the second one, in which season should we wear cotton clothes? So we learned about the different seasons. So in which season should we wear cotton clothes? The third one, what is moving air called? Fourth one, which is larger, a pond or a lake? So which is larger? Is it a pond or a lake? So you can write it there. Fifth one, what is used to make paper? So you can write it here in the space provided. Moving on to the next one, let us answer the following. So let's look at the first one. What is a pakka house? Give an example. So you can write there what is a pakka house and example for a pakka house. Second question, why should we wear woolen clothes in winter? So why should we wear woolen clothes in winter? Think and answer it. Third one, what does the air contain? Fourth one, list any 3 uses of water. So we have learned different uses of water. You can write any 3 uses of water here. Fifth one, what forms a waterfall? So we have learned about the waterfall. So here you should write what forms a waterfall. So these are the questions in our model test paper. So the worksheet and this model test paper, you can fill it in the text itself and upload it in Teams. So that's all for today. With this, we finish all the chapters in science. So children, take care. That's all. Bye.